I wasted enough time. Dr. Bianco.
See you all. Okay, so today I'm going to present two of less known French female composers of 20th century. You probably haven't heard their names at all. The first one is Melanie Bonny. She studied the organ with the famous César Franck, and she was a classmate of Claude Debussy. And while she was at school, she was forced to marry an industrious widower who was 25 years older than her. And she devoted herself to caring for a large family because her husband had 4 kids already, and later they had 3 more. So it was a large family, and she stepped away from her music career. And also tragically, she lost her son during the First World War and fell ill. And noticing her struggles, her husband allowed her to resume composing. So because of the social restrictions faced by the women composers at the time, she had to use pseudonym Mel instead of Melanie. And over her lifetime, she composed more than 300 works, with approximately half being piano compositions. And most of her compositions were published during her lifetime, unfortunately. And I'm going to play 3 pieces by her. It's from Legendary Woman. It's not a suite, but she composed 7 pieces of them, and all 7 pieces composed of the piano and also orchestral version. And the first one is Melisande. In case you know this background story. It's from Pelléas and Melisande story, and also Debussy composed opera but she was before Debussy composed that. And it's about love triangle involving Melisande, Prince Golaud, and his half-brother, Pelléas. And Golaud finds Melisande lost in the forest and marries her. But Melisande grows closer to Pelléas, and leading to Golaud's jealousy. And it's got tragic ending, and Golaud's mother Pelléas out of jealousy, and Melisande dies after giving birth of their daughter. Her innocence leads to her emotional breakdown, leaving Golaud consumed by guilt and regret. And then the second piece is Desdemona from William Shakespeare's Othello. It's a young Venetian beauty who is adored by her father, but she goes against traditional Venetian custom by marrying an outsider, a black man named Othello, instead of one of the rich Venetian men she is expected to marry. And Othello was insecure about their relationship with Desdemona, and is manipulated by one of his officers, Lago, into believing she is cheating on him. And Othello kills Desdemona in their bed. When Othello learns that she was tricked, he kills himself. I'm so sorry, there's a lot of killing involved. But the third piece is not about anything like killing. It's about Vivian. It's about a lady of lake. She lives near the lake at the foot of Comfort Castle. A younger Vivian sings beautifully, and she's beautiful, and she charms Merlin, the enchanter of the forest. And Vivian masters the enchantments and knowledge of the nature, and throughout the Arthurian legend, the Lady of the Lake watches over and protects the knights and the King Arthur. So those 3 pieces that I played for you. Composing from age 5, she was a gifted pianist and with an exceptional memory and a very talented artist too. So she was eventually allowed to attend the Paris Conservatory and won many competitions. And she met fellow composers who became a member of the famous group of composers member, the group named Le Six. And the group pushed it against the romantic German tradition and Debussy's large-scale impressionist work. She was the only female of the group, and other members are the famous Poulenc and Honegger and Neo, and they were in the group. Saint-Saëns referred to her as his musical sisters, and Maurice Ravel also spent hours with her, looking over her compositions and supporting her work. Her circle was filled with greatest talents of the time, including Copland, Stravinsky, and Pablo Picasso. And she was abused by her first husband and also miscarried with divorce, which stopped her from composing. And she married again with a French lawyer, but her husband suffered from tuberculosis, and she had to spend most of her time in a Swiss hospital. And her baby girl, she moved to America during the Second World War and returned to France. And her husband never supported her music career, and they divorced again. She has overall 300 pieces, including piano works, operas, and piano concertos, and symphony works, and 40 tracks for films. So again, as I mentioned, she was in the group of people who against the large